What's up, everyone, and welcome to the first official episode of Because Behavior. So, as you can see, this is our setup. This is me, your girl Myia, and my notes right here so we can go over today's topic and the info I want to get into today. As always, thank you so much for listening to your girl, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to your favorite podcaster. Here we go. So, for today's topic, I wanted to talk about the real reason why you keep repeating the same patterns: good, bad, ugly, sticking with your boyfriend. You keep missing out on going to the gym. Now, come on now. Like, why do we keep doing that? Or you keep sneaking downstairs in your kitchen snacking on something you know you're not supposed to snack on. We all do it occasionally. But let's get into the nitty gritty of repeating patterns with the ABA or behavioral analysis lens. Okay, let's start off with something called a three-term contingency. Now, I'm not going to hit y'all with the jargon because I know some of you guys are here to be educated and learn exactly what we do in this field. And so I will be explaining each step and making sure you guys understand it in real word terms. Okay. So, A, we have a trigger, or we call it a stimulus as well, is a person, place, or thing that sets the stage or sets that behavior, response, in motion, which goes into B, behavior, routine. What you actually do when triggered by that said stimulus or trigger and the pattern that goes along with it. And C, consequence. And no, I do not mean you get in trouble with your parents and that's your consequence. They take away your phone. No, a consequence is literally the action or that said thing that happened after that behavior or pattern. And it's could look like relief, energy shift, avoidance, something you're trying to get away from, escape. And that gets into the topic of functions, which we're not going to get into as of right now. But let me know if you guys want to talk about that further. So, did you lay back in bed? Did you get overwhelmed? Did you repeat the action over and over again? Did you go back with that boyfriend? Or did you get back in that car and get you another speeding ticket? I mean, like, that is your ABC. Awareness is where it starts. And with this process, if you ever want to change a cycle, write it down. What do you do that triggers the said behavior? And what do you do right after? Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Behavior analysis can really help you develop good things in your life to move forward and get out of the cycles that we repeatedly put ourselves in. So, next part, reinforcement. Adding something that increases your behavior. What will motivate you to do that said thing and break the cycle that you keep repeating? So, when you add something, behavior increases. Notice what reinforces the loop and why it sticks for you. Don't pick something that you're a little iffy about, right? Don't do that. For an example, a phone reminder. A phone reminder to then said drink water, and then a natural consequence, you feel better when you drink water, or you feel refreshed when you drink water. And guess what? Once you drink the water, you move more. And once you move more, you breathe easier. So naturally, it would want you to do more. Going to the gym, do the work, feel accomplished and stronger, and then you keep going. But you have to be consistent with these reinforcements because if you stop, you're not going to build that momentum, that motivation to keep doing what you're doing. Realistic food habits. Start small, make it doable, and stick with it. You have to set realistic expectations for yourself. If you know you can't do it a certain amount of calories a day, don't force yourself. Try your best. And then if it doesn't work, do it try again. There's many different ways and things to do something. And there's not this one little fit all box for every single one of us. Moving on to the next thing, emotional avoidance. Are you literally cutting yourself off from where you need to be in life? The silent driver. When not mentally and emotionally invested, avoidance most likely is filling that gap. It's reinforced because it feels like relief in the moment, and you're just free to do whatever you want with that. So, what is happening? You're avoiding something uncomfortable, uncertain, or maybe a little too hard, or you just don't like this path because you thought that was your choice, but really it was God's choice. Or you're avoiding gives short term relief, something you can feel good for in that moment. Or so you do it again. The pattern locks in because you feel so good about that moment that you were just in. Or you think this is the right choice you need to make. Now, mind you, you are holding yourself back. You might be holding others back by having this mindset. And of course, it's not easy getting out of this mindset. But once you realize that is where you are, then it's easier for you to accept what is in front of you and not try to avoid. So, understanding your why is the work before the actual work. You have to understand why you are doing this. You cannot avoid it and run away from it if you really want to get it done. And example with that, I was avoiding doing this podcast for a very long time. Confidence reasons, not understanding technology, trying to work with my phone, trying to get this. No, I can't start because I don't have this. But I said, if I want to do this for myself and get the information out there to you guys, then I have to put myself out there, get comfortable on the camera and just do it. And regardless if everyone likes me or not, I'm doing this for me. And I'm doing this for those who are out there who want to listen. So, another getting into don't break patterns by force. Build a path around them with awareness and grace. Like I said, things are not going to be easy, but you have to allow room to grow. If you want to become that person and break that cycle that you are constantly allowing yourself to get stuck in. So for me, a little backstory. So behavior science means a lived experience. So for the past 2 years, I have been dealing with PMDD. If you don't know what that is, it's premenstrual dysphoric disorder. I was diagnosed 2 years ago, and I finally have a word or words to understand what is going on with me and my body. It's been really hard dealing with that, and it has put me in a point in my life where I literally physically cannot and don't feel like doing anything. And at one point in my life, it was physical and mental and emotional. So I was literally just getting up for work and had no other motivation to get through anything. And that's partly the reason why it took me so long to start this podcast up again. And recently, literally this year, I have made the process of building a routine, an ABC, a reinforcement, so I would not emotionally avoid what I was going through. Because anybody out there who has this understands, like, this is hard. This is a hard life to live. And being a woman is hard enough, to be honest. And so on top of this, it's a lot. It is a lot. And so recently I created a morning routine for myself. I started off with yoga. I started off with a quiet time, spend time with God. And I get myself together, pick out my clothes. I do something creative, which it may be editing this video, making things for Instagram and TikTok, and just being myself, working on Canva. Don't get me started with Canva. I love Canva, guys. But allowing myself to have me time. allowing myself to not have to think about the worries or the concerns and be sitting with myself and just enjoy life. I was missing that part in my life, and it was really affecting me when I just constantly in the cycle of thinking, what is out there? What is good enough? Why does my body hate me? Why does my mind hate me? Why do I feel like jumping out of a window every 5 seconds? Like, why can't I enjoy life? And so I had to work on putting myself in a better cycle to take care of myself. And with that, I have been using a tracker for my period, for my emotions and stuff to help me establish what do I need in certain moments. Things kick up every 2 weeks, so I gotta watch out what I can and cannot do in between those weeks, and so forth and so on. And so, with that, I designed my system, I designed my routine to break myself out of that cycle of just staying in bed and literally rotting. Sometimes I would rather do that. But I know at the end of the day, in order to take care of myself, I have to get up. I have to continue and push myself and do that routine so I can feel better. I didn't realize how much I liked yoga until I felt it in my body, the aches, the pains that comes with BMDD, and that need for movement, or that need, like, I can't even sit down for a long time, or I can't stand for a long time, like you need to stretch, you need to move your body. And with that, that is my story. That is the information that we are talking about today. And I hope you guys enjoyed this first official episode of Because Behavior. Let's do a little sum up of today's topics. The real reason why you keep repeating the patterns that you do. And with that, you need to make sure you write it down, have an ABC of understanding as to what exactly are you doing with that said behavior and what is your before or after that said behavior. Reinforcement, making sure you are motivating yourself through this lifestyle that you want, to continue to do what you want, to increase that said behavior that you want, right? Not the ones that you don't want now. Watch it. And so with that, are you emotionally avoiding getting to your pathway? Are you getting in the way of yourself? And having an understanding as to why you are like that is very, very important. Make sure you understand your why so you can build that motivation, build those reinforcements that will lead you to where you want to be. And with that, keep pushing, y'all. I enjoy and love these conversations with you guys. And yeah, thank you so much, guys. Once again, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to it if you want to hear more. If you guys have any topics that you want to talk about and want to hear from me more, definitely let me know. And yeah, once again, this is Because Behavior by your girl Myia G. And love you guys. Kisses.